Hey guys, welcome to codingbootcamps.com. This is Introduction to Node.js, Express.js, and MongoDB. I'm very excited that you're here. My name is Kaustubh Garge, and I am a senior mean stack developer. I have over 5 years of technology consulting experience, and I primarily focus on web technologies as well as cloud technologies. I've been working with Node.js since the past 5 years, and I have very thorough experience of implementing production level systems using Node.js and MongoDB. I hold a master's degree from Illinois Institute of Technology, and I co-founded Indica Digital, which is a Chicago-based startup with a colleague of mine from Illinois Institute of Technology. I'm also a co-founder of Pune-based IntelliFlow Systems, where we provide services on top of Azure, Microsoft Azure. And I'm also a senior instructor at High School Technology Services. I've been teaching with them since 2016, where I used to teach students from US and Canada about the full stack web development as well as cross-platform mobile application development. I don't teach cross-platform mobile application development right now. My primary focus is on the full stack web development since it is a hottest area, and I think it is very important that students actually start with the full stack web development before they jump on the cross-platform mobile development, because the underlying technologies that the cross-platform mobile development uses is that of web technology. So I'm pretty much focused on the web development aspect of it, and I'm particularly very excited about Node.js. So in this course, it is best if you understand HTML, CSS, and JavaScript beforehand. Not so much about HTML and CSS. We won't be focusing more on HTML and CSS, but definitely the fundamental concepts of JavaScript, including the expressions, the literals, as well as the loops, arrays, and functions. So make sure you have good understanding of the fundamentals of JavaScript. I strongly encourage you to check my previous courses. So I have two courses on coding bootcamps. One is the basic and introduction level to JavaScript programming, as well as the advanced level JavaScript programming, which includes jQuery as well. So I strongly encourage you to check these courses and make sure you follow the social media accounts to be on track to check out my latest courses as well. All right, so in this course, what we are going to do is we are going to be covering four aspects. So first is the refresher. That is the refresher of JavaScript programming. We will make sure that we are clear on the concepts of the functions as well as arrays and other different the most important concepts that require JavaScript, right? And after that, we'll be diving into the introduction to Node.js. We'll first understand what Node.js is, what is a Node package manager, and we will cover all the fundamentals of Node.js, including the routes as well as how it was built and how to do error handling. And after that, we'll jump into Express.js. So Express.js is a framework which is built on top of Node.js, in which we will be understanding how to build applications using Express.js, what middlewares are, what routing is, how do we connect Express.js application to databases, and how do we do error handling in Express.js. And the last section, the last theoretical section, will be covering MongoDB. So you will be implementing MongoDB on a cloud-based service called MongoDB Atlas. So you won't be installing MongoDB on your local system. So this will give you a like an introductory taste of a cloud-based application where you will connect your Express.js application that you're learning, that you have built in this course, and connect it to a cloud-based application that is hosting your database, that is the MongoDB. We'll understand the core fundamentals of MongoDB, as well as we'll implement all of these in our projects. So what we'll be doing with the projects is we'll be building a RESTful API. So Node.js is pretty good for building APIs, and we will be using Express and MongoDB to build the API. Okay. In the second project, we'll be building the user authentication system using MongoDB. So this actually particularly ties in with my previous course, that is the advanced level JavaScript, where we build the login form. So if you have taken my previous course where I teach you how to build a login form, you can connect that application to this backend application and then have a complete full stack application. Great. So in the project 3, we'll be implementing the same user authentication system, but in this case, we'll be using SQL. Okay. So SQL, as you know, is very popular database. So I definitely made sure that you have understanding of how to connect your Node.js application to SQL as well, because there are a lot of companies that use SQL. There are some startups who use um, NoSQL databases like MongoDB, but SQL is still popular. So the project 3 will be covering on connecting your Express applications to SQL. All right, so what do you learn by finishing this class? So in this class, we'll be focusing more on the RESTful nature of the API, the application programming interface. This is very important because application programming interface acts like a middleware, or it's a program that sits between the database and the user. Okay, so the user, if they're accessing the application using a front end, right? So if they're using Angular or React or even simple jQuery or JavaScript, they need to connect to the database and get more information from the database. So this application that we built in this course will act as a middleman, and that's what API is. API actually handles the requests and response that the front-end applications ask us, and depending on the authentication and depending on what data that they're requesting, we fetch the data from the database, clean it up, transform it based on the user requirements, and then send it to the user on the front end. So it's pretty exciting to think that we are building very interesting application using Node.js. So the follow-up courses, I definitely recommend you take Angular, React, and Vue.js courses. So these are the front-end applications that I was talking about a few moments ago, where you can build very good user experiences for your end users, where they can get the data from the Node.js applications that we are building in this course and then make it pretty, or make a way to organize it and display it to the user so that they have a good user experience. All right, so thank you for taking the time. I hope you take this course, and I will see you in the next session. Take care.